these husbands not sticking up for their wives? Hey guys, welcome back to Chaotic Commentary. Today we ask ourselves the age-old question, am I the asshole? Let's get into it. Am I the asshole for exploding 10 years of repressed rage at my mother-in-law? Hey, so I, 27 female, and my husband, 29 male, have been together for 10 years. I was 16 when I met my husband, and being that I had no family of my own, I was excited to meet my then boyfriend, my now husband's side of the family. The first meeting went great. Nick told them I was Greek, as he was Greek and my mom's side is, and they reacted by trying to ask me things in Greek. It was overwhelming at first. I respectfully let them know I am not familiar with my mom's side, but I am always willing to learn. Although disappointed, they all understood. To impress them, however, I learned the language enough to have small conversations, learned how to cook the food they showed me, and just celebrated them like they were my own blood family. Until a question got raised one day, where my parents were and who raised me. Not going into it, but they were not happy at all with the small information I gave them. After that, I was treated terribly. Any attempts at Greek they laughed at, but if I stopped learning, then they could talk about me in front of my face, which they frequently did, expect me not to understand until I did understand. They called me disgusting nicknames and even blamed me for things I didn't even do. I was the punching bag, and although at first Nick didn't do anything to help, he soon started stepping up for me. All this was instigated by Thea, who is the most narcissistic person you could ever meet. Very like Instagram fake and two-faced. Another couple years go by with this bullying, and his mom realized that either she joined them in bullying me or she would lose her son. She really buckled down when I had my first son, Atticus, and though she didn't stick up for me, she also didn't join in with them anymore. One day, Nick's cousin brings home a girl, lovely girl. Now this cousin is Queen Bee, Thea's kid, and she was showered in attention and love. She isn't Greek, but they didn't mind. Months go by and they tried teaching her some Greek. And it was all going well until she also shared that she went through the same state system as me. I was so worried for her, but they all just smiled and laughed and said that we're your family now. But, wow, so y'all willing to accept her, but not the other girl? Something in me snapped. I had to excuse myself with a smile on my face and sat out of the front until my husband caught on and we left. We live on the same street as mother-in-law, so she followed us home soon after and went to have a little go at me for leaving without giving Yaya a kiss goodbye. I'm a very calm and patient person normally, and I went off. I brutally unleashed on her 10 years of rage and didn't hold back. My husband told his mom to go home and then told me I'm an asshole for blowing up at her because I'm jealous of Jacob's girlfriend. I do feel bad, but I have put up with so much. I'm not sure anymore. Am I the asshole for yelling 10 years worth of repressed rage at mother-in-law? No. Not at all. Some people don't learn until you let your rage out on them. And what is with these husbands not sticking up for their wives? How are you going to say she's just jealous of Jake's girlfriend? Whether or not jealousy is involved is not the point. It's the fact that because she grew up in foster care, I don't know if it's because she's Greek and y'all don't what that's about. I don't know what that's about. Why does it matter whether or not she's Greek if she grew up in foster care? Why does that make her any different than the other girl who's not Greek, who also grew up in foster care? Why are y'all treating her like a pile of shit? And then turn around and being so welcoming to this other girl who's just come around when she's been around for 10 years and y'all still are treating her like crap. I don't blame her for going off on you. She should have gone off on you, on all of y'all a long time ago, and maybe y'all would have stopped doing what y'all were doing to her. No, you're not the asshole. Your husband is an asshole and his entire family is an asshole. But he is a bigger one for not standing up for you. Am I the asshole for forbidding my girlfriend to use my kitchen equipment? So I'm going to try to make this as short as possible. The problem started when my girlfriend moved in about 2 years ago. I'm a former professional chef with a great passion for food. Over the years, I've gotten myself a lot of kitchen equipment that's quite expensive. If it breaks, I won't be able to replace it for at least a couple months, that I take care of as my little babies. I have knives, pots, and pans that I've kept in pristine condition despite using some of them a lot for 10 years or more. I also have a bunch of cheap, low-quality equipment in my kitchen that I call my shit pans. When she moved in, she asked me about them and why I didn't throw them out, and I jokingly told her that I keep them in case I have people that I don't trust in my kitchen. Sometime after she moved in with me, I started noticing scratches in non-stick pans, dents on knife edges, and deformations in pots. I started observing my girlfriend when she was cooking and saw her cutting stuff with one of my Japanese chef knives directly on top of the stainless steel counter and told her right away to use a cutting board. I've seen that when she's done with the pan, she puts it under running water to cool it down. She used dishwashing soap in my cast iron pans, and the list goes on. I've told her multiple times how to take care of the equipment and what/what not to do, and pretty much every time I correct her, she gets annoyed. So last week I came home, and to my horror, I saw my 5-liter cast iron pot filled up with water that had dishwasher soap in it. It's one of my favorite pots that I've seasoned over the course of 15 years. I snapped and told my girlfriend that she's not allowed to use my expensive equipment anymore, and showed her the shit pans and told her that those are the ones she's going to have to use in the future. She thought I overreacted, but I refused to budge. I'm getting tired of resharpening knives every other day and having to throw out pans that I've inherited from generations back because they got deformed or rusted beyond restoration. She reminded me of how I said the shit pans was for people I don't trust and questioned whether I trust her or not, which I do, just not with my kitchen equipment. So please enlighten me. Am I the asshole for banning my girlfriend from using my kitchen equipment? Okay, so when this first started off, I was going to say yes, because it's not that deep. However, if you are informing her of how to properly care for these things and she's disregarding it and disrespecting your kitchen, then no, I don't see you as an asshole. Like, if you're going to use somebody else's property and they tell you how to properly take care of it, and you just disregard their words, it's very disrespectful. If these are things that are important to him, and you're just ruining his things. Like he's saying, like stuff that he's had for 10 to 15 years that he's had to throw away because you're not following directions on how to properly take care of this equipment. So no, he's not the asshole. If you can't respect people's property, you can't get mad at them for not allowing them to use your property. I don't care if you're their wife or girlfriend or family. Respect other people's property. Obviously, he didn't have a problem with you using it until he saw that you were not using it properly, so you kind of messed things up for yourself. Am I the asshole for giving my son his own hotel room but making my daughter share with a cousin she doesn't know? Depends on the reasons, but let's see. My 30 female, husband 49 male, and I have been married for 2 years. That is a humongous age gap. Is that 19 years? Jeez. Let me not judge, but that's a big age gap. We have a baby that is almost a year old. I have 2 kids, Rory, 12 male, and Emily, 12 female, of my own. My husband has 2 sons from a previous marriage, 13 male. My kids had to share a room since they were born, but once I got married, we moved to a bigger house and they could have their own rooms. My daughter was happy about it, but my son had a really hard time adapting to this. He didn't like being alone and he got scared a lot, crying all night and peeing himself, but he eventually adapted to the new reality and has been more stable. A sister of my husband is getting married in Hawaii, and the whole family is going there for a big destination wedding. The idea was for the kids to share rooms by sets of 2. Emily will have to stay with one of my husband's nieces. Rory was shared with one of his stepbrothers and the other one with another cousin. But that didn't work. Rory says that he doesn't want to share a room with none of his stepbrothers because they smell bad. He told me to allow him to stay with his sister, but Emily doesn't want that. The only other option was to put him in with one of the other male cousins, but he warned me that if it turns out they also smell bad, he would refuse to stay in the room once we were there and go sleep in the rainforest. Little boy, do as you're told. Honestly, why does he get a say? Finally, I begged for my husband to pay for another room so Rory can be alone and wouldn't have to suffer any more of this. But now Emily is mad because she says it is unfair that her brother will have his own room, but she has to share with a cousin she doesn't know. I think she should understand that her brother has a harder time in this kind of situation than her and not make everything even more difficult for me. Emily is a really social and extrovert girl. She didn't complain about this issue before. I feel she is just being petty, but now she is angry with me and I don't know what else to do. Am I the asshole? Yeah, kinda. Not because you're... Maybe asshole isn't the right word. Why are you allowing this little boy, I don't know how old he is, I forgot, but why are you allowing this child, however old he is, to dictate what you do? I'm sorry, but I'm not paying for another room. You're going to sleep in one of these rooms with your cousin or stepbrothers. Plug your nose if you have to. Why are you giving in to this child? And I can only imagine how much a hotel room in Hawaii costs. Why are you giving in to this child? Why? He would be rooming with somebody. I don't care. You're not getting a room by yourself. You're going to be rooming with one of your cousins. Kids are not in charge. I don't know, maybe he has some type of, a mental issue or something like that. But you're really going to give him his own room because he threatened to go sleep in the rainforest? I'm pretty sure he's not going to go sleep in the rainforest. How is he going to get there? So you're not being an asshole, but you are being kind of a pushover when it comes to your son. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Tell me down in the comments below what your thoughts are. As always, thanks for watching. See you guys next time. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye!